Next question on mesh analysis. Find current in 10 ohm resistor. Find the current in 10 ohm resistor. This is 10 ohms. This is 4 ohms. This is 2 ohms. This is 25 volt. 2 ohms. 7 ohms. 3 ohms. And this is 12 volts. So assume the direction of current, assume it to be in the clockwise direction. This is I1, I2, I3, mesh 1, mesh 2, mesh 3. Apply KVL to mesh 1. Starting from this point, negative to positive, plus 25, minus 4, I1 minus I3 minus 7, I1 minus I2 and minus 2 I1 equal to 0. 25 minus 4 I1 plus 4 I3 minus 7 I1 plus 7 I2 minus 2 I1 equal to 0. So collect the I1 terms. Minus 13 I1 plus 7 I2 plus 4 I3 equal to minus 25. Equation number 1. Apply KVL to mesh 2. When I apply KVL to mesh 2, starting from this end, minus 7 I2 minus I1 minus 2 I2 minus I3 plus 12 minus 3 I2 equal to 0. Minus 7 I2 plus 7 I1 minus 2 I2 plus 2 I3 plus 12 minus 3 I2 equal to 0. So collect the I1 terms. 7 I1 minus, collect the I2. 12 I2 plus 2 I3 equal to minus 12. Equation number 2. Apply KVL to mesh 3. When I apply KVL to mesh 3, starting from this end, going in the clockwise direction, I get minus 10. I am applying it to mesh 3, so I3 current is there, so I3 minus 2 I3 is greater than I2, so I3 minus I2 minus 4 I3 minus I1 equal to 0. minus 10i3 minus 2i3 plus 2i2 minus 4i3 plus 4i1 equal to 0. Simplification. I1 term is 4i1, I2 is plus 2i2 minus 16i3 equal to 0. Equation number 3. Three equations. Get the value for I1, I2 and I3. Three equations and three unknown. Solve simultaneous equation. So you will get minus 13i1, 7i2, then you have 4i3, then you have minus 25, then 7 minus 12, 2 minus 12, 4, 2 minus 16, 0. So I'm getting I1 as 4.5281 amperes. I2 is 3.9115 amperes and I3 is 1.6209 amperes. Current through 10 ohms is I3. So I will write a final answer. Current through 10 ohms is I3, which is 1.6209 amperes. Let's see the next question. Next question. Find current. Find current in 2 ohm resistor. Find the current in 2 ohm resistor. So this is given as 5 amperes. This is 5 ohms. This is 10 ohms. 10 volt, 3 ohms, 20 volt and 2 ohms. So first assume the direction of current I1 and name it as I1, I2 and I3. Assume in clockwise direction. I1 is going upwards, 5 ampere is also going upwards. So I say I1 is 5 ampere. So first what we'll do, we'll say apply KVL. Apply KVL to mesh number 2. To mesh 2. When I apply KVL to mesh 2, starting from this end, I get minus 5. I am applying it to mesh 2. So current I2 will be greater. So I2 minus I1 minus 10 I2. Positive to negative, I say minus 10 minus 3. Applying it to the mesh 2. So I2 is greater. So I2 minus I3 equal to 0. So minus 5i2 plus 5i1 minus 10i2 minus 10 minus 3i2 plus 3i3 equal to 0. So this is I1. So 5i1 minus I2 will be 18i2 plus 3i3 equal to 10. Equation number 1. Next I will say apply I1 is 5. So 5 5 is 25. So minus 18i2 plus 3i3 equal to 10 minus 25. So this will be minus 15. So wait, this will be minus 15. This will be equation 1. So I have applied KVL to mesh 2. Now I will say apply KVL to mesh 3. When I apply KVL to mesh 3, starting from this end, I say minus 3 applying to mesh 3. So I3 current is more. So I3 minus I2, minus 2 I3 negative to positive plus 20 equal to 0. Minus 3I3 plus 3I2 minus 2I3 plus 20 equal to 0. So this will be 3I2 minus 5I3 equal to minus 20. Equation number 2. Two equations, two unknowns. Find the value of I2 and I3. Minus 18, 3 minus 15, 3 minus 5 minus 20. So I get I2 is 1.6667 amperes and I3 is 5 amperes. Current through 2 ohms is I3. So I will write your final answer. Current through 2 ohm is I3, which is equal to 5 amperes. Okay. Next question. Next question is find current in 20 ohm resistor. Find current in 20 ohm resistor. This is 10 volt. This is 10 ohms. This is 4 ohms. Then this is 20 ohms. This is 8 ohms. This is 5 ohms. And this is 2 amperes. So first is direction of current is I1, I2 and I3. I3 is going downwards, 2 ampere is going downwards. So I3 is 2 amperes. Then I will say apply KVL to mesh number 1. This is my mesh 1, this is my mesh 2, this is my mesh 3. I am applying it from here. Negative to positive plus 10. Voltage drop is assumption, so minus 10 I1 minus 4. We are applying it to mesh 1, so I1 is greater, so I1 minus I2 equal to 0. So 10 minus 10 I1 minus 4 I1 plus 4 I2 equal to 0. So this will be minus 14 I1 plus 4 I2 equal to minus 10. Equation 1. Then I will say apply KVL to mesh 2. Starting from this end. So minus 4. I am applying it to mesh 2. So I2 current is more. So I2 minus I1 minus 20 I2 minus 8 I2 minus I3 equal to 0. Minus 4 I2 plus 4 I1 minus 20 I2 minus 8 I2 plus 8 I3 equal to 0. So this will be 4 I1 0. So this will be 4i1 minus 32i2 equal to minus 8 into 2, 16. So 4i1 minus 32i2 equal to minus 16. Equation number 2. Two unknowns, solve simultaneously and get the values for i1 and i2. So the value is I1 is 0.8889 amperes and I2 is 0.6111 amperes. So current through 20 ohms is I2. So I write here current through 20 ohms is I2, which is equal to 0.6111 amperes. Correct.